Ooh, man, I apparently got a whole bunch of crap all at once. So, yeah, with what most people are probably interested in, I'll go over some knives that I ended up, kind of getting today. Uh, I This isn't quite an unboxing. I did basically unbox them upstairs and get rid of the packaging and whatnot a little while ago. But yeah, I guess first up is going to be this weird, crazy little dude. This is one of TwoSun's super early models. This is one of their Karambits. I think this is the KS-02, so the TS-KS-02. This is obviously a folding Karambit. Um, it's got the ring there, which for me and probably most others, it's not super comfortable to use with your pinky in that grip, but it's quite nice and actually has a little bit of a divot for you to hold it there. I can't absolutely shove my giant finger through it, but yeah, that's fine. This guy doesn't really have any skeletonization going on, but quite the wild G10 texturing going on there. It's got a thumb stud. It feels. I can see that it's got washer or ball bearings in there, but at the moment, this action feels like nylon. But that's, I will take it apart and clean it up a little bit. It's got a gut hook on there. I tried it with some paper. Not super sharp. And the blade on it is, it's decently sharp. Very thick behind the edge. And kind of one reason for that, this is one of their super early ones. So it's made out of 420J2, so not really a steel known for durability. But you can see that really high mirror polish, at least on the curve there. You still have satin on the flats. Something interesting about this is it came with an additional pocket clip. It's not reversible or anything like that. It just came with an extra one. Possibly because there might be issues with the clip and they just figured it would be easier to include another one. I'm not sure. I don't know. I kind of got this more as a curiosity than something I actually plan to use quite often. But yeah, I do plan on trying to sharpen up that gut hook. So, or seatbelt cutter, whatever you actually particularly want to call it. I wouldn't hunt with a karambit, but I wouldn't save and rescue people either. Okay, so we got another one. This one's super crazy looking. It's a Wong-designed, as you could probably see, but it'll be even more obvious once the knife blade is open here. But yeah, see is Wong-designed. We got 14C28N. And this is very marbled G10. And you can see it's got some crazy texture going on there. Very, 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 very fine milling to it. Almost reminds me, it's nowhere near as deep, but of a, those like lenticular stickers or something like that. Or like, I think Tool did it on an album cover where you can kind of tilt it back and forth and it'll show different pictures or whatever. Kind of feels like that. It has a very pleasant and grippy feel to it, but it's still very nice and smooth. It's very interesting. I haven't really experienced that texture. Almost feels a little rubberized. But yeah, this has got their new pocket clip. I think this is a TS124 dash up. I'm not sure, but yeah, I really do like the like and the feel of that G10. It's quite neat. Let's see, we got another one. This one's neat. Usually in the at least in the eBay pictures, it looks like the carbon fiber is a little bit more silver than this one particularly is. But yeah, this is one of these guys. I don't remember if that's Reihe design. I think maybe. It's been a while. Wow, this thing is magnificently light. It feels very, very sturdy. Obviously, I mean it's titanium and carbon fiber. Very small, kind of pointy clip on it. That might take a little bit of getting used to, but at least it's got kind of a slant on there. And yeah, it's what, I don't know, a lot of people would call a subframe lock. That's kind of my preferred term for it. Some people call it a bolster lock, but that's not quite what I prefer to call that. But yeah, this guy is super, super light. Kind of looking on the inside, I don't see much in the way of skeletonization going on. Obviously, they have dug into the titanium to mount these carbon fiber slabs that look great, have that great same texture and quality, and plays with the light, so that's all cool. Something interesting with this is that the jumping is way up here, so that's quite quite a bit different. I'm used to you know, my thumb being way back here, so it's clear of the blade, but this certainly gives you a lot more power if you're trying to shove it through something. So that's neat. Let's see, we got this guy, which is a Caleb Fetchner design. I don't remember the number on this either. I think it's called the Aranea, since it might actually have a name to it. But yeah, this is a orange G10 with a few lines on there. Nice titanium milled pocket clip on there as well. Giant lanyard loop on the back, which I guess if you're into that sort of thing, then cool. Nice action on it. Upswept blade on it. Kind of reminds me of some skinning blades that I've seen. Certainly not Persian necessarily in effect. It's not, you know, super crazy curve to it or anything like that. But yeah, it's also got the jumping a little bit more forward. And I mean, it's got the harpoon kind of point to it, but it's way out there. I guess you can with my largish hands, if you really want to get up there and try to use it for skinning tasks, you actually can, and protect the point from stabbing into whatever it is. But yeah, that's that Caleb Fetchner design. It's in D2. I think since I forgot to cover that, this one's in 14C28N. Let's see, we got another night morning design here. This one, I actually thought, from first looking at it in the pictures, that it's a front flipper. And boy, is it not. That just doesn't work. All the jumping and everything is much below the pivot point. So this is just basically not a flipper, but you do have a perfect thumb opening. And works really great with the Spidey flick there too. Quite interesting. It's kind of got a thinner frame lock thing in the front that they've done on a couple of them, like the bowhead and whatnot. This one's in 14C28N as well because it's in the 200 range. The texturing on this guy is quite nice. Kind of more of a diamond kind of pattern going on there. So, you know, not super aggressive, but definitely gives you a little bit of grip and feel to it. Might be a little annoying having this little hook here. Obviously that goes to the blade stop pin, kind of hooks around that. And it's got a different blade stop pin for being closed, so that's a little bit different and interesting. So yeah, with that little hook, it'll probably catch a little bit of lint or something like that, since, you know, it's going to be carried tipped down in your pocket. But yeah, I don't know. Obviously, I haven't carried any of these yet, but yeah. Something interesting on this is it's got a little slight bit of a recurve towards the front half, and you can see that. That's purposeful. It wasn't, you know, just a misgrind or anything like that. So yeah. And interesting that it's kind of got that to get you a little bit more clearance on your ring finger when you grip it onto that. So yeah, it's a super comfortable knife. A little thinner than I think I find personally preferable in the back half, but yeah, it's still another fantastic design. So yeah, there's another one here. Oh, let's see. How about if we go with this little tiny fixed blade here? This is the, I think it's the 150. So this is, it's quite a chunky blade stock on it. This one's got black G10. They also have an orange variant. This guy is an S90V, so yeah. And yeah, just it's basically a little over 2 inches on sharpened edge, but about like 2 1/3 inches if someone were to measure that. Something I've noticed with mine is the Kydex sheath is a little too snug. So once you get that in there, it really does not want to come out no matter what you do. To actually get it out, I took a little plastic spudger and kind of shoved that in there, and it opens the Kydex up a little bit, and that'll get it out there. I do believe, since this is a Kydex, that I could probably fix that using like a hair dryer or something like that. I don't know. I'll have to take a little bit further look into there. But yeah, that was a cute little knife. Even smaller than another fixed blade that I'd recently got. That, well, heck, I don't know if I've shown this in a video or not, but yeah, there's that guy. This is also an S90V, but this is an in-house design with kind of the hammer patterning on top. A little thicker, obviously, and a little bigger. But yeah, as far as the blade, it's pretty much the same. I have put a stupid edge on this thing though, so that's cool. This one also comes with a Kydex sheath. Alright, so moving on, I also have another little slip joint from Wong. And I do like this guy quite a bit. Here, I'll move this sheath out the way. This guy's got orange G10. That's the only variant that it comes in, at least currently. And yeah, something that's a little interesting with it is the blade pivot is off-center. That's just part of the design sort of thing there. But you can actually see quite well that this actually has a nice, thin, slicey blade stock. So that's super cool. This guy's an M390, so, you know, another one of those fancy sort of things. Back spring isn't super strong. It certainly does its job, and it's got a half stop, obviously. Does a great job with the walk and talk and all that sort of good stuff. I do like this guy quite a bit. I've seen this guy kind of out there for a bit. To me, because it's been pushed and a lot of people have been talking about it recently, kind of reminds me of a little bit smaller version of the Real Steel Luna. But yeah, I'm all sorts of into this thing. It's a cute little thing. Three finger knife, but you know, you can get very comfortable if you get your thumb all up in there, just as long as you're not putting way too much pressure on it when you're trying to cut. But yeah, super into that. And let's see, I got one more knife from TwoSun's in the mail today as well, and the box has had what looks like a rough go of it, but the knife inside is perfectly fine. So this is one of their kitchen knives, and you can first see that their stamp is way off center this way and too far to the right. And, you know, you're like, all right, whatever. And then you open it up, and you're like, Jesus Christ, what happened to the foam cutout and everything that's happening here? That's fine. This is the 50 something or other. I say that because I've already got the Santoku and the Nakiri style in this particular blade configuration, and there's 504, 506, and 507, and I don't remember which number is which, but hey, that's one of those. This one's in there, you know, it's got the hammering as well as the Gmascus. It's got the 1050 or 10CR15 MOV steel in there. This guy, like those other two, are super heavy. It's got the balance point here, which isn't really where I want to pinch, so it feels a little handle heavy, as the others do. This guy is certainly the heavier one of the bunch, and the handle, like the other two, will stick out a little bit there, which might end up causing some problems with people with some smaller hands. So, there you go for thinking about that. But yeah, another TwoSun's kitchen knife to add to the fold. Like I said, the box is less than stellar for it, but the knife inside is perfectly fine, so that's cool. Let's see. This isn't knife related, but something that I was pretty excited to get the other day was the Ori and the Blind Forest and Will-o'-the-Wisps limited edition from I Am 8-Bit. So these are both Switch games. The box actually opens up that way, which is kind of cool. You got both games in there, separate. Each one of them had a download code for the game soundtracks. You got a whole bunch of art cards, and there's a keychain in there, and you got this crazy metal piece here with enameling on it and whatnot, which is neat. I'm glad I have it. I do think that this thing was a lot more expensive than it probably should be. The box does hold itself closed magnetically on, at least on this front latch here. So yeah, then it's got the little wrap that'll go around there. That gives you a little bit more information and whatnot on it. So that was pretty sweet. And then today, also in the mail from PlayAsia, I finally got the 3-pack of Vita games that they had around Halloween. That took them a while to get out, but hey, what are you gonna do? So you got Kawaii, Desu, Death Tales, and Halloween Forever. So yeah, that'll be fun. I haven't opened these guys yet. I plan on doing that pretty soon. All of the PlayAsia Vita games are not super interesting to show off on camera because they're all exactly the same. You have a card in there that has some artwork on it and tells you that matches what number you have on the outside. This one's actually number 65, so that's actually probably one of the lower ones that I've got. You got a soundtrack CD, and then you got the game with a manual inside, and then you got the sticker on the outside. That's it for all of them. So it just really depends on if you're interested in a particular game or you're crazy like me and you try to collect a whole bunch of stuff for the Vita. Outside of Papers, Please, I have a full American set of the Vita stuff, and I do count the fact that a ton of those are limited editions instead of just the game by itself. So yeah, a little annoyed that I wasn't able to purchase that one, but that's what happens when a company promises to make something and then Sony kind of pulls the plug on being able to manufacture them. So yeah, unfortunately, that's kind of how it is. And it seems like even PlayAsia is kind of running out of Vita carts, as the last couple of games that they've released for it have had like a run of 500 and then like 800 or 888. Whereas they'll also do a run for the Switch or the PS4 that's got, several thousand more. Well, I can also end it off with another little bit of TwoSun's stuff here. This guy is, it's got a little nice magnetic closure box, and, oh, it's right here. This is a flashlight. Yeah, this is the Raihi design. This is the LED-02, which is interesting. I got it and thought, oh, this is neat. It's very solid feeling, but feels a little light. And then I realized that it doesn't come with a battery. And these things take 18650s. You can take it apart in 4 different sections here. I did actually take apart a RAV power USB bank because the electronics weren't good in it, but it wasn't super old. It was just past warranty or whatever. I think I covered this in another video, but yeah, I opened it up and went, sweet, and then tried to shove it in there, and it fits here, but doesn't actually fit. And I'm like, well, what the heck? And then realized that these are 2650s. What the heck? I haven't heard of those before. They're not quite as common, I guess, as some others. 18650, 26550, and whatnot. So that's a little frustrating. But I asked on some TwoSun's forums what other people have done for 18650s, and a lot of people pointed me to go into local vape shops, which neat, but I'm not really going much out of the house right now, so there's that. But I did find another person who suggested that I go to 18650 Battery Store, as they're a shop here in the States, out of Georgia. And sure enough, I purchased 4 of them because I do plan on trying to get the rest of the TwoSun's flashlights. And there's like 3 or 4 of them available, so I wanted to make sure I had the batteries for them. And sure enough, yep, I purchased them, paid with PayPal, and yep, my tracking number and everything says it's from Georgia, so cool. I did, however, not for a while, actually realize what the hell this USB cable is in here for. I will get rid of this thing. For one, very short, really annoying. The other thing is almost any of these that come from things that are only designed to charge is they don't have connected data pins. So if you do try to plug it in, trying to pull data from, I don't know, a phone or whatever else, it doesn't work. So it just ends up making me angry. So I end up getting rid of them and just using my own higher quality cables. But what I had to say about that was it actually took me quite a while of fully dismantling this thing and taking a look to actually find where that damn little USB charger is going to be. So yeah, it's right inside here, which is basically underneath the light housing. Then you got this little guy spacing. All of these have rubber gaskets on there, so it should be decently we'll go with watertight. Definitely not waterproof. And I'm going to say that because this button actually needs to move, and I don't believe there's gaskets under there or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, if you're technically looking at these and thinking that it looks like a little keychain sort of thing, no, it's not. It's it's quite not. Like, here it is against my my little Gerber guy that I have used and carried for a while. And it's, obviously this one runs off a single AA instead of an 18650. But you can see it's about twice the size. So it is certainly a hand filling. I don't have the battery for it right now, obviously. I'm still waiting for them to come in. But from what I understand, you have push the button once for high, push it again for low, push it once more for strobe, and then off, which means they're using a very, very standard lighting chip in there that a lot of companies use, which is fine. I mean, it works. So there you go. All right, I think that's just about everything that I have that I was going to talk about. I think, yeah, the other thing that I got in the mail, that I'm a little excited about is lapping films. And, this is basically an 8.5 by 11 sheet of different grits. These ones went from the 40 micron over here, which is about like a 300 grit stone, which feels maybe a little softer than the 320 that's on the Work Sharp Precision Edge, but yeah, it's pretty much right around there. And then it kind of goes up. You got 600, 1200, 1800, and then 8000, which is 3 micron essentially. Then you got 1 micron at the light green, and 0.3 micron, or like 60,000 grit. So yeah, I've been using up some of my remaining lapping films that I had from my KME to use on the precision blah blah blah, and it works out great. And the ones that I was using there were 6 micron. So I think as far as I'd really want to go is probably the 3 micron, or the pink there. And what I do like about these sheets, these have the adhesive backs on them, which, because of that, you can't really tell what grit they are. I kind of have to go off of this key thing here. But yeah, what's nice about it is, the stones on the Precision Edge, well, and the KME, I guess, they're 4 inches long, and then like a ½ inch for the Precision, or a full inch for that. So you can get, probably 16 of the KME films, or 32 of the other guys, or possibly more, using a little bit more down here for each of these sheets. So you actually have quite a bit of edge polishing that you can do, which is super awesome, because I've been kind of doing that because the ceramic on the Precision Edge is nice, but it's only like 1200 or 1500 grit, so it doesn't quite mirror polish. It makes it shiny, but it just makes those scratches that it can't quite polish out very noticeable. So adding these on top of it, fantastic. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much everything that I can think of that I haven't covered. Let's see. Oh, yeah. I don't believe that I'd covered this guy before. This is another slip joint. This is kind of what I'm talking about with the super nice shiny mirror polish. I like to kind of shine it up towards a single light bulb, and you can just see the intense glow that comes off of that edge. It's super, super cool. Yeah, I'm not sure if I had this covered or not. This is a Wong-designed slip joint. Really interesting design, where the back spring is actually connected to these steel things that pin it to the center of the body. These aren't pocket clips like I thought they were. So there's that. But for this being as small as it is, super cute little guy. About a 3-finger knife. It's got a little bit of a curve on the end there to be comfortable for your 4th finger. And you can also, sneak up a bit, and it makes it even more comfortable if you really, really want to do that. Very aggressive jumping on the back there. I think because of these steel guys kind of externally mounting that, makes the spring on this thing ridiculous, especially for closing. It takes a lot of pressure to be able to break it from its full lock, which is neat. Makes it a super heavy use knife. Reminds me of a lot of a lot of Spyderco knives that they did quite a few years ago, where they would call them little big knives. You know, like the Man Bug and Ladybug was in there. The Kiwi was also just knives that aren't all that large, but actually fit in your hand instead of being a very, very little petite sort of thing. Uh, so yeah, this guy is super cool. Stone washing on the blade, as well as the titanium, and kind of the steel back straps as well. And I think they basically had laser etched it beforehand, because yeah, you can see it, but it's very subtle. As well as you see Wong-designed very, very subtly, and even more subtly than that, you got M390 there. So yeah, super fancy, but almost dangerous to try to close. Like, you probably kind of want to stick your thumb there to try to do it. Like, I really don't have enough pressure doing it that way. I need to incorporate that for the full pivot. So yeah, I would call that like a 9, maybe a 10 for the pull on it, which is yeah, pretty crazy. Not for the faint of heart, but interesting knife design and very functional as well. So all right, yeah, more rambling. Woohoo! Well, there's a whole bunch of extra crap that I picked up today. Obviously, all of the TwoSun knives and things will be covered in the future, and I think the Ori special edition probably will as well. So yeah, I suppose I appreciate y'all for watching, if you have, and have yourself a wonderful rest of your day.